which is quite cool because Kellie's up next. And Kellie, actually, I met Kellie by coincidence, I guess, is there such a thing? And she blew me away. And so for the first, I don't know, 8 months or so of every PDC YES, Kellie was our main platform speaker to talk about one subject that I know she can do with her eyes closed. And we've certainly touched on that subject today. And so one of the most beautiful souls that's already been mentioned, if you do have a chance to speak with Kellie afterwards, she will touch your heart as well. So I'd love for you to please join with me in welcoming to the stage Kellie!
Woo! Thank you, thank you. How is everybody today? It's hot as hell, but we're in paradise, right? So welcome everybody today. Thank you so much for coming. PDC YES has been a really amazing community for growth and self-development. And the people who have come to this stage are just, they're amazing. Everyone has their own story and they share open-heartedly. And I've been, like Mike said, just really blessed to be able to, he calls it gratitude. I asked him, he said, oh, today you have to do a proper presentation. Usually I'll get in at the end and do like 10 to 20 minutes of an activation, an energy activation. He calls it a gratitude. I'm like, okay, whatever. And he said, oh, but this time you've got to do a whole presentation. I'm like, fantastic. I want to do it on this. And he said, no, gratitude. I'm like, oh man, seriously? So today I've got my spin, my unique spin on gratitude, and hopefully I bring some new information and some new perspective to the topic. So why gratitude? I mean, we all know that gratitude is good. It's good to have a good attitude. Gratitude, it makes us feel better. It makes the world a better place. But why? Really, why? What are the nuts and bolts? Why does gratitude make you feel better? How does it really work? Anybody who knows me here in Playa knows that I'm all about energy, all about frequency. I work to help bring people into alignment with the truth of their energy and the flow of their energy. And I have forever been in energy. I've been this kind of geeky, techie, nerdy chick, and learning about quantum physics and energetic medicines, Rife technologies, Tesla technologies. It's with this that I bring my perspective on gratitude. So gratitude to me is more than just the quality of being thankful or appreciative or showing kindness to others, right? There's so much more than just thank you. And one of the reasons is that Mike keeps bringing me up on stage to talk about gratitude. I'm a gratitude expert. Is because I live gratitude. And that's kind of a woo-woo kind of thing to say, but I really do. And it's been a very, very powerful energy in my life. Everybody in Playa knows me. This is Kellie in Playa. I'm an empath, I'm a yogi. I've studied and taught Kundalini yoga since 1994. I'm a Reiki master, breath worker, transformational coach. I work with energy. This is how everybody knows me here. Zen, chill, the heart that touches everybody. However, back in LA, I was your typical westernized type A overachiever. I was an entrepreneur. I started and sold many businesses. I developed financial instruments, tools. I was marketing and branding consultant. I was a filmmaker. I was a producer of films and live events. I was an actress. I was a red carpet host. I was the executive producer of a 1-hour live show weekly. I was the executive producer and I was the host. Anybody who's in television and film knows that I had no life. I had no life at all. So how did I go from type A, stressed overachiever to Zen master? Gratitude. I love this definition of gratitude. I want to get a couple of, somebody throw me out their version of gratitude. What's a definition of gratitude? When you think of gratitude, what do you think of? Anyone? Appreciation. What was that? Happy. Happy? Anybody else? Love without limits. That's a good one. I love this definition. A positive state of being, a feeling of thankfulness and appreciation for someone or something, and a social emotion that signals our recognition for that around us. Interesting. Two things stand out to me in this. It's a feeling, it's an emotion, right? And it's based on our awareness. It's an emotion based on our awareness of those things around us. So gratitude is an emotion. Emotion is energy in motion. And this is where I'm going to dive a little bit into the techie geeky stuff. So bear with me. But I wanted to bring some science to this. And I really want to give you something to ground your beliefs that you can hold on to and say, wow, okay, I can get on board with this. I need to make this part of my practice. So emotions are actually vibrations. Does that make sense? Well, it will after this next slide. This is my geeky techie slide. Everything is energy. Everything in our existence is part of this interconnected web of electromagnetic vibrational frequencies. Everything. The tables, the chairs, the animals, the plants, the me's, the you's, everything. Some people refer to this as consciousness, as the creative goo, as creative matter or life force. It's what connects us all and what animates us all. Well, the particles, the atoms and the particles that you're made up of are constantly vibrating. So this life force, this stuff, is constantly moving, bumping into each other and creating energy. And this vibration is measured in what we call frequencies. We refer to this vibration in frequencies, and it's measured in hertz. So an atom that's vibrating, or a person, or words, anything that is vibrating, sound, music that's vibrating at a fast rate is considered a high frequency. And everything that's vibrating at a low rate, at a slow rate, is considered a low frequency. The thing about frequencies is you can't have a high vibration and a low vibration at the same time, and that's important. This can't happen. This is moving slow and it's dense, and this is moving high and it's fast. So you know, the 70s, high vibe, good vibe, this is what it means, literally. It's high vibe. This is fascinating. It's the frequency of emotions. This is the measured frequency of each of our emotions. Shame, guilt. I mean, what was fascinating is that in this diagram, you can see the denser the emotions, the more contracted our consciousness, our energy is. And the more rapid and higher vibration, the more expansive. So we actually go from pain and suffering to bliss. And gratitude vibrates, it's measured at 540 megahertz, which it falls even above love. So being grateful is one of the highest vibrational frequencies that you can be at. What do you see across the center? What divides contractedness with expansiveness? Courage. Thank you. What is courage? Courage is the choice and willingness to confront, preserve, and withstand danger, fear, or difficulty. Fear is the reaction. It's the animalistic, the gut reaction, but courage is the decision. Courage is the decision. We come back to choice. Choice is very, very important because in that realm of things, all the denser emotions, they express kind of like animal. They're like an animal expression. But the higher ones, you have to have a choice. You've got to do something active to bring that to you, to raise your consciousness, to expand, meaning to open your heart. It's a choice. It's a choice every day with every single thing you do. Last PDC YES Group, we talked about superpowers. Well, it is my belief that all humanity has one amazing superpower. Everybody has this, and this is their superpower, and that's choice. We choose everything. We choose where to put our thoughts, where to put our energy. We choose our focus. We choose our perspective. We choose all of this every day. It's a constant choice. One of the things that is important about choice is that I've always said that you can't control what life brings to you, right? It just comes. It just comes. For me, it came between type A achiever and Zen. It came in a spiritual warrior's journey, a long, deep night of the soul. And for me, it was a health journey. It came in the form of a drunk and very high man driving across 5 lanes of traffic directly into the side of my car and breaking my entire body. I had over 24 broken bones. All of my ribs were broken. My clavicle was broken. My pelvis was broken in 2 places. My leg was broken at the knee. My ACL was ripped apart. My hands were broken. My fingers were hanging. My lungs were collapsed, punctured by the ribs. And both of my feet were completely crushed. That's what life brought to me. Good or bad or indifferent, that's just what life brought to me. And I found myself in a hospital for 6 months, non-weight bearing. Not only that, the first 2 months, I couldn't move anything because I had chest tubes draining out the blood from my lungs and my heart, and all of the broken ribs rubbing up against this chest tube. This is not a very big chest. There's not a lot of room in there. So this is what life brought to me. And I had the choice. A lot of my friends were like, God, why do you think this happened, Kellie? You're so spiritual. You know, what's the purpose? Why is this karma? Is this? What is happening to that guy? Where is he? Did he go to jail? And not one time. That was never my question. That was never my focus. Not once. Because that's not what feeds me. Especially in so much pain. That's not what feeds me. Taking myself down this spiral of who did what? Are they going to get justice? Am I ever going to walk again? I don't care. I don't care. The universe, God, life put me here right now. I'm definitely not going to Guatemala next week and go move into the house that I rented and brought all the furniture from Bali. Definitely not doing that next week. My life jumped timelines like this. And my first thought wasn't about any of that. My first thought was, I apologize, was thank God that I'm in this hospital. Thank God that every surgeon, I had 12, thank God that every surgeon spent an entire lifetime and a fortune and holidays without their families and no girlfriends just to be here at this moment in this hospital and care enough to put my body back together again so I could function. That is the only thing that was going through my head was, thank God, not even thank God I'm alive, but thank God people care enough to help other people to that degree. Because I'm telling you, I was at another hospital. They sent me away with fluid in my lungs. I got pneumonia in 3 days and made it to this hospital. And they had to redo the whole chest tube and everything because now they had to do surgery. They couldn't just drain it because it was thick. This is gratitude. This is living gratitude. And I took it a step further. Because when I was laying there in bed, obviously, I couldn't move anything. I had to be fed. Any little thing I could do each day, that's what I focused on. So what did I do if I can't get out and do, and believe me, there's not enough TV that captures my attention to fill the days when you're sitting there in that much pain and can't move. So what I did, I've had an amazing life. I have traveled and lived and met amazing people and done amazing things and seen amazing things and sunrises and waterfalls, and I felt it and I've been impacted. And as an actress growing up, I have a very good sense memory. I developed it my whole life. So I would sit there in bed and I would relive every single one of these moments that affected me like that. I would breathe in the beauty and I would let it wash over my body like a salve. I would breathe in the energy of a sunrise and that golden new energy. I would feed my cells with that vitality. I would just energize myself. These surgeons put the bones back together, but they couldn't guarantee that I would ever walk. My body was healed from the inside out with a constant diet of gratitude as an energetic practice. And that's what I want to share with you, because that, my friends, is truly a superpower. I'm going to hit just a little bit on the science, because for all of those of you who still think, energy is a little woo-woo and positive thinking is a little woo-woo and whatever, this woman, I'm going to introduce you to Dr. Candace Pert. She's an American neuroscientist and pharmacologist. And even from her graduate studies, she was on the forefront, and she discovered opioid receptors on every single cell. That sent her on a whole thing to realize that neuropeptides were actually what housed and transferred emotions. And neuropeptides were not just in the brain, they were all over the body. So now she proved molecularly the mind and body connection, that your emotions caused by your thoughts affect every single cell. So even though I didn't know of her or her work, when I was sitting in the hospital bed, my intuition brought me that information. My connection to consciousness, to all that is, brought me that information and led me on that track. That's how it works. Synchronicity. Carl talks about synchronicity. That's how it works. And being open to that flow, in my belief, is how we were designed to experience humanity as energetic beings. We express energy in the human meat suit as a human experience. Fascinating. And this woman proved it in the lab. I'm not going to go down her work. Please find her book because she's fascinating. But I'm going to go through two of the things that stood up most to me about her work that I want to share with y'all today. One, each cell in our body is constantly vibrating, and every cell is talking to every other cell in a rhythmic, ongoing way. The frequencies of your cells are even in sync with the audible sounds around you, which is why music and words can be very healing. That is the argument for positive affirmations. My question to you is, what does your internal voice tell you?
I am amazing.
Excellent. I love it. Joy, 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 vibrating joy. Everything we feed into our body. I don't like to use the words good and bad because they carry a lot of weight, a lot of baggage, a lot of judgment. I like to use resourceful and non-resourceful. Does it feed me or does it deplete me? It's real easy to use that as a barometer. There's no emotional baggage connected to it. So I tend to magnetize myself towards things that feed me, that feed my soul, that make me feel happy, that make me feel good. So why would I ask, is that guy in jail? Am I ever going to walk? My mind will go and give me answers that I don't want. I got to choose my experience. Yeah, I couldn't choose what my body was doing, but I chose how I got to experience it. I'm quirky, I'm funny, I had fun with it. That's what I did. That's what I do. The last point in this, we're not static beings. We're always making new cells. Even when we're just sitting here, at any time, you always have the potential to literally change your mind and affect your cells. Let that sink in. You can change your mind at any time because the body is reproducing cells. So even if you have old patterns in there, you're running through these cells. So when you imprint, and I learned this actually in yoga, Kundalini yoga and mantras. When you are doing mantras, verbal meditation with an imagery, bringing in light, love, whatever, you're imprinting, and the reason you do it for a certain amount of time is because that's the amount of time it takes for a blood cell to be created and run through the entire body, affecting all the other blood cells. Fascinating stuff. So everything we thought was like woo-woo, it's not woo-woo at all. And I think you can probably see where I'm headed with this. The normal, healthy body, it resonates at a neutral frequency of 62 to 65 hertz. I know. And when your frequency drops down below 58 megahertz, the disease process has more ability to take hold. So, the higher the frequency, the better we get. Gratitude vibrates at 540, one of the highest vibrations. So the more time you can spend in gratitude and love, the more your body's frequency raises and the healthier your body gets. Cell by cell, you have more energy. You have more impact on the world, on other energetic beings. You have happiness and fulfillment. I mean, it's amazing. This is the basis, honestly, of Carl's 5 practices. So it all comes back to choice. And this is why I say choice is your superpower. Because you, every moment, have a choice to be healthy and strong or to be weak and sick. Every thought that is in your head goes through your cells and impacts them. So if you're thinking I'm not enough, or if you're thinking something is hurting me, or if you're thinking whatever, it has an effect on your cells, on your body. And it's important. And this is what we share with the world. So what I wanted to do before I so gracefully exit the stage, I wanted to give you an experience and practice this tool that I used when I was in the hospital. Does anybody want to practice it? Anybody want to try? Yeah? Oh, come on. We're all kind of tired and it's hot as hell. Okay, so let's close your eyes. And like with everything, I use breath. Breath to access and the body and connect the subconscious mind with the conscious mind. So breathe in deeply. Picture an energy like a golden light. Let's use that. Coming in from the crown, the top of your head. And it comes in from the top of your head and it comes down your shoulders and it literally melts like butter, 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 butter. And anything that's very dense, anything that's not comfortable, anything that's you want to let go of, anything that's painful, just here right now, allow this butter to just melt it away. Down through the bottoms of your feet into the earth. Mama Earth loves to transmute caca. So each breath, deep breaths, breathing in and allow the energy to come down and just melt everything. Relax your shoulders, relax your spine, one vertebra at a time. Letting it go, letting it go, letting it go, letting it go. Thank you. And with your mind's eye, with your imagination, I want you to just gently let something that you have gratitude for come into your mind's eye. It could be a person, it could be a place, it could be a food, anything that you have deep gratitude for. Let that come into your vision. And with this breath, I want you to connect with it and allow the emotions that you feel when you're in the presence of this thing. I'm actually going to use a sunrise because it's easy, okay? So, for instance, as I breathe in, I feel the cool sand is so soft on my body, on my feet, on my legs. And I breathe that in. I breathe in the coolness. And it kind of washes through me. And then I hear the waves. I hear the ocean. And they're rhythmic and they kind of lull me. They lull me. And I feel part of it. I feel the flow literally moving through me. The waves, the motion of the waves. And it opens my heart just gently, gently. And I can feel this energy. And I expand beyond this body. And I expand beyond this beach. And I allow myself to be affected by everything. I feel the breeze on my cheeks. I feel alive. I feel vibrant. And in the distance, in the horizon, I see the very, very first little glimmer of light. And there's some clouds, so it's got some color. It's like pink and purple, and oh my God, it's beautiful. You couldn't paint these colors. It's so gorgeous. And the beauty of it just literally washes over me. And I feel humble just to be there witnessing nature in all of her glory. And as the sun rises, I can start to feel the warmth on my face, on my cheeks, on my body. And it's a warmth that comforts me. It's a warmth that goes into every one of my cells, letting me know that I am connected, I am taken care of, I am guided. And so I choose more and I breathe it in. I literally magnetize and draw in the energy of the sun into my body, and we merge. and my cells explode and ignite. And my entire body is tingling. And I gently open my eyes and come back to the here and now. And I have just experienced sensorially the gratitude, emotionally. You get to do that anytime you want, in any situation. So I want to thank you so much for being here. It is truly my honor to be a facilitator of truth, to help people come to the truth of themselves and to open their hearts so they can be able to flow and feel this good all the time. I do breath work here in Playa. I've got a group. We'll start back up this week. I think maybe Friday I'll do a workshop. And I do private clients as well. This QR scan is for the WhatsApp group. So if you'd like information on the classes, or if you want to get in touch with me, there's the information. And remember, the choice is yours. You're not a victim. Anytime, anywhere. Michelle was not a victim. She was dropped flat on her ass with a newborn baby and nothing. She has never been a victim. That woman leads by example. And that's all of us. My only thing, there's a bunch going on in the land right now, in the planet. There's a lot of war and a lot of information and economics and stuff. The one thing that I know, that it's the only thing that I can do, literally the only thing that I can contribute to a collective consciousness, is to keep my frequency high and raise it as much as I humanly possibly can, because it affects everyone, everything, all over the planet. So choice is not an option anymore. If you want to fight on the front lines, you breathe, you live gratitude, you love where it's unlovable, where it's impossible to love. You see everything from a macro perspective, and you raise the vibration. Can we raise the vibration? Can we raise the house? Can I get a hallelujah? Hallelujah. Oh, sorry. Oh, well. If y'all didn't get that, I'll turn it back on, but it was up there long enough. So if anybody has any questions, I will be over here. And just thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for staying. And you're beautiful. You're powerful. Go get them.